The ingredients are soap base, which is the Tesapon, salt, sodium chloride, caustic soda, which is the sodium hydroxide, the soda ash, which is the sodium carbonate, the calcium hypochlorite, which is the acacia, the thickener, the booster, sodium lauryl sulfate, and then the perfume. Fill in 2 basins with water. We pour the calcium hypochlorite into 1 basin. We stir to dissolve. The other basin will contain the caustic soda. Stir to dissolve. Then the sodium carbonate will be poured in there. Soda ash. We stir both to dissolve. Then water was added to the calcium hypochlorite solution because it was too much concentrated. It was stirred. These were left down for 24 hours. The supernatant of the calcium hypochlorite was poured into a bucket. The solution of the caustic soda and soda ash was added. Mixed together with a spatula. We then poured the Tesapon into a bucket. The Tesapon, which is the soap base, we started stirring in one direction. We stirred continuously in one direction for about 10 minutes. The sodium chloride was added, which is the salt. It was added and we continued stirring in one direction. We're stirring for the salt to dissolve. Bits of the decanter solution was added to enable dissolving, and we continued stirring in one direction. Bits, we added it in small amounts, not in large amounts, and we continued stirring in one direction for a very long time for the salt to dissolve. The sodium lauryl sulfate was also added since it takes time in dissolving, and the stirring continued still in one direction. So as we were adding it in bits, this was the solution that came out after we adding the decanter solution. Came in the solid form, was dissolved so that it wouldn't form lumps in the solution. So we had to dissolve it. That is what you can see, that dissolving separately. Then it was added to the solution while stirring in one direction. The thickener was also added. This one is the liquid form of the thickener. It was added. Then stirring continued. Then we added the booster that came in the liquid form. The stirring continued in one direction. Instead, we had to transfer it into a bigger base. The stirring continued while adding water because it was too thick. Then stirring continued. Perfume was added to the solution. Then continuous stirring. Left to settle for about 2 days. And this was the product we had. This is the final product that was packaged in the bottle.